Hello there, welcome to this video. My name's Kris, I'm an Australian GP, and the world's opening up again, which is amazing. Comes with a couple of different scary things, but most notably, we're all traveling again. Well, a lot of us are traveling again. So how can you make the most of going overseas or interstate or away from home whilst also reducing your risk of illnesses? It's something that we're talking a lot more about in general practice, so I figured surely the wider population wants to know too. So if you're interested in travel tips, how to travel safely and healthily, please keep on watching. So, all right, let's get it out of the bag. COVID is everywhere, right? The best things you can do to prevent yourself getting COVID whilst traveling, whether it be abroad or interstate or just within your state, is to follow the basic guidelines that we've been following for the last couple of years. Try your best to socially distance where you can. Wear a mask. Just because they're not mandated doesn't mean they stopped working. And especially on an airplane, your best line of defense is a proper fitted mask like an N95. So one that goes up and over, not just across the front. Don't forget to wash your hands, whether you're touching a new surface or not. And just, if you're feeling sick, don't go out and spread your germs. So I had to get it out the way. But other things that can keep you healthy is if you're going on a long haul flight or drive that is more than 4 hours, please make sure that you are moving around. And so especially when we're traveling and sedentary, there is a risk of a condition called a deep vein thrombosis. So this is a clot within the leg, usually the lower leg, the calves. And this can actually be deadly, not because of the calf itself, but if that clot forms and then breaks off and travels, more often than not, it'll actually embed into the lungs and cause what we call a pulmonary embolism, or a PE. A PE can be life-threatening, if not lung-threatening. But the other thing to consider is when that clot travels, if you are one of the 15% of people who has a small hole in their heart, that clot may not actually travel through to the lungs, but can actually travel to the brain and cause a stroke. So yeah, I'm talking about leg issues and, getting up and moving and exercising your calves, but it's to prevent pretty gosh darn serious consequences further up in the body. So DVTs, deep vein thromboses, like I said, mainly occur when you are sedentary and when blood is pooling because you're not moving around for more than 4 hours. Things you can do to reduce this: get up and move around if you can. So walking up and down an airplane aisle, stopping the car, walking up and down the road for a bit, going and stretching your legs, same on trains, whatever it may be. The second thing is if you're concerned or on a very long haul flight, are pregnant, or have another reason why you might be more prone to clots, such as being a smoker, being overweight, having a clotting condition, or having had recent surgery or injury to your leg, you may benefit from wearing compression stockings. You can buy compression stockings from pharmacies, podiatrists, physiotherapists, OTs, but if in doubt, have a chat to your doctor and we'll point you in the right direction. Another common issue with travel is sleep, jet lag. We are circadian creatures, that is, when the sun is up, we're up, when the sun is down, we're down, normally. But the thing is, when you're traveling, you're going great distances, and you may actually end up somewhere where your rhythm is completely off, where it's 3 p.m. here, it might be 3 a.m. where I end up. It is really important to try and get yourself back in rhythm, and things that can worsen a jet lag or, this mismatch with your circadian rhythm are things like smoking, alcohol, and other sedative drugs. So whilst it may seem really tempting to take something to sleep and try and reset, benzodiazepines can actually worsen jet lag, so try and avoid that. It is suggested that you do things like take short naps and try and reset your rhythm, eat meals regularly, and just take it a bit easy if you can. Something else that may help is a medication known as melatonin, which you can get on a script from your GP, or you can get supplementations, though again, the amount you get in supplementations may not match what is on the script. And it is important to find out if it is a good medication for you personally to be taking, because like everything, there's pros and there's cons and contraindications or interactions. So have a chat with your doctor. What else can you do to boost your health when you're traveling? Prevent things going wrong by getting vaccinated. Yes, we've mentioned COVID already, but getting an influenza vaccine is really important. making sure your tetanus is up to date, and checking to see what diseases may be prevalent in the countries you're traveling to, and looking at preventative measures that way. So if you're going somewhere, say, within the continent of India or, Southeast Asia, you might want to consider looking at hepatitis vaccines, making sure you're up to date, and chatting about prophylaxis for things like malaria. No, there's no vaccine for malaria, but there are medications you can take if you are more prone to mosquitoes where you're going. So again, having a chat with your GP is really important. I think we're all getting the theme. Another thing that tends to go out the window when we travel is food. When we eat, how much we eat, and what we're eating. Remembering that we can have variation in our diet, and that's absolutely fine, but it is really important that when you're traveling, that you make sure that the food you're getting is cooked well, has various nutrients in it, so making sure you are having fruits and vegetables and grains and legumes and all sorts of foods, not just, one thing at a time. And be aware that some countries do have different food standards to where we are in Australia. So just keeping all of that in mind is really important when you travel. Depending on where you go, it may even be a really good idea to think that if you can't peel it or wash it, don't eat it. Again, I'm not trying to throw any countries under the bus or anything like that, but in medical school and in the travel clinic I've worked at, we teach people that there are some places that, like I said, don't follow the same standards as we do here in Australia, and diseases may live on the skins of these particular fruits and vegetables, like apples. And so if you're able to peel it or cook it, great, you're less likely to become sick. But if you're unable to and you're not quite sure of the quality of the food, perhaps don't eat it. Finally, don't forget, you're still human. You're still prone to things like sunburn, so please wear your sunblock lest you get a skin cancer or a very bad sunburn while you're away. You are still prone to things like stings and burns from animals, insects, and anything within the ocean. So again, learn about what you're about to do and take proper precautions. And don't forget to drink in moderation. On holidays, yes, that tends to go out the window, which is not medically suggested, but I appreciate it's what happens. But just know you still have a liver that you have to live with for the rest of your life. And, it is ideal that you don't drink more than 4 standard drinks at a time. And lastly, I'll just touch on it very quickly. If you're planning to have sexual relations overseas, please make sure to protect yourself. STIs are common on holidays too, so if in doubt, wear a condom. And that's about it, guys. I hope that if you're watching this, it means that you're planning a trip. Don't forget to chat with your GP. I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment down below and ask them. If you have video requests, down below is the place to go as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.